Hello everyone, this is going to be a little bit of a different video in my channel. I'm going to go ahead and review this ZLINE 36-inch range and hood that I purchased a while back to remodel our kitchen. As you can see, here it is. So before we talk any further, let me tell you a little bit about how we use this system. My fiance and I, we cook a lot. And we thought it would be a good idea to get a somewhat high-end range and hood, so we decided to go with ZLINE. We never used them before. We're not sponsored by this company. We bought this out of our own pocket. I am the one who installed all of this, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I like about this system, what I don't like, and ultimately would I recommend this system to anyone. Before we go any further, let's talk about the price. I paid $2,951.61 for this entire system. The hood itself up there, that one was $341.95, and the range itself was $2,609.96. The ZLINE range that you see there, the model number for that is RG36. And the hood up there, the model number is KF36. I bought this about 6 or 7 months ago, and we've been using it ever since. This gets used pretty heavily on a daily basis, so that just gives you an idea of how much we use this system. So let's talk about the things that I like about this system. Let's talk about the aesthetics first. I mean, this system is gorgeous. There's absolutely no denying that the system looks absolutely beautiful. It looks wonderful. It just screams luxury. Everything feels high quality. There are no loose knobs or anything funny going on there. I can't complain about the looks. Okay, let's take a closer look at these guys here. As you can see, that's the metal finish there. And there's this one right here. Now you might notice I have the oven on, and I'll talk about that in a minute. If you're wondering what we clean this system with, we actually use this stuff here. I'm getting it out right now. So we wipe this onto the system and it cleans it very well. Again, we're not sponsored by this company. This is just what we use. Another cool thing that I really like about this system is the burners. They're very powerful. So these two here, the one all the way on the bottom left and the one all the way on the bottom right, they're pretty powerful. Same thing is true for the one all the way in the top left. So let me turn these on. I'll turn this one on for you. And in order to turn them on, all you have to do is press the button in and turn. So as you can see, those are pretty powerful, especially this one right here. The other ones are less powerful, but still very useful, so I'll turn those on for you as well. I should have noted that this is indeed the gas model. And there you have it. So these are all from the factory. I didn't change any of these. These are just the way that they came from the factory. If you want to change them, all you have to do is take off the knobs and you can edit a set screw. ZLINE actually includes that with this system. So that's how you can do that. So let me go ahead and turn these off really quick. Okay. So let's talk about the hood first. Now the hood I have absolutely no complaints about. It's powerful. Again, it looks beautiful and it's functional. It's not complex at all. It's just a beautiful design. One thing that I really like about this hood is that you can take these off. All you have to do is just push this in like so, and then this whole thing comes out. Let's take a look at what's in there. There's the motor, some of the electrical components. Now if you take these off, you can actually put them in the dishwasher and they will come out sparkling new. These are the buttons that control the system here for the hood. As you can see, we have our light button. So if I press this once, it turns on the lights like so. and those are adjustable. So if you want to move them like so, you can move them more in or out. Do the same thing for this one over here. One thing that might bum some people out is how loud this system is. So if you want to dim the lights, by the way, you just press this button and it dims them. And if you press it one more time, it turns it off. However, this system is very loud. So let me give you an idea of how loud it is. I'm going to go ahead and set it on setting number 1. That's how loud it is on setting number 1. I'm going to set it to setting number 4. That's how loud it is on setting number 4. So if noise is a concern to you, this system is probably not for you. You might have to find a different hood for this. So let me go ahead and turn that off, and you can do that by pressing this button twice, and now it's off. To me, the noise doesn't bug me at all. We do a lot of basting of steaks, and it takes care of the smoke just fine. So overall, I have no complaints about the hood. Beautiful design. Let's move over to the range itself. So a couple of things to know about the range. First of all, it's this stainless steel surface. This is, just the nature of stainless steel. As you use it more often, it will get scratched. These are not scratches, these are just, dirty marks, but some of them definitely are some scratches. You can probably tell from here where the scratches are. Nothing that's wrong with it, it's just the nature of stainless steel. Another thing that's a little weird, again, not particular to ZLINE, is that sometimes the crud gets stuck in these little channels. So I cheat a little bit. I use a vacuum cleaner with a nozzle that I 3D printed, and we can clean that off just fine. Absolutely no problem. Now the knobs feel very, very nice. So let's move over to the knobs. They feel heavy duty. Absolutely no complaints there. It's just wonderful. I don't really have any complaints about the knobs at all. So let's talk about some of the things I don't like about this range. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is this oven system here. I am not a big fan of this oven system, and it's for one main reason, and it's for that red light there. If you own one of these systems and you wondered how you can tell whether this thing is preheated or if you're thinking about it, well, the way you tell is when that light turns off. As you can see, the fan just kicked on. We'll talk about that in a minute, but when it turns off, that's how you know it's preheated. The problem is that once it turns off, it can turn on again, and that's because it's heating up the element again to maintain that temperature in the oven. The problem with that is, let's say you set it to your desired temperature, you go away for 10 minutes, you come back in 10 minutes, it probably turned off and turned back on, and you wouldn't know that the oven is already preheated. That's a little bit of a bummer. There is no noise that it does to let you know. It's just this simple light here. I'm not really a fan of that. That's something that they can definitely improve on. But usually what I do is I just set a timer like 10 or 15 minutes. After that, I know it's preheated even if the light is on. That's just one little complaint that I have about the oven system. As you heard, there are a couple of noises that come from the oven. I don't really know where those noises come from, what causes them, but once in a while we do get them. And it makes these very disturbing squeaking noises that we're not really sure where they're coming from. It's a little bit of a bummer because, we never experienced this with another system. But this one makes such weird noises, and you've probably already heard some of them right now. It just makes like banging noises, and sometimes it makes squeaking noises. As you can see there, it just made another noise. And we're a little bit concerned about it, to be honest with you. We haven't contacted ZLINE about it yet, but I think we're going to do that soon. Now, one main thing that I am really bummed about with this range, and in my opinion is not excusable, might seem minor to some folks, but it's these legs. Now ignore the toe kicks that I haven't installed there yet. But these legs are extremely cheap. They are very, very cheap, and they're honestly garbage. Now, as you can see, this one actually sheared right off. It's broken. Okay? It's just holding this up in a random spot. Now, this isn't actually metal. At least it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's just plastic. Now, I took that off and I inspected it, and what it actually is, there is a bolt that goes on this leg, and there's an extrusion cut of the profile of the bolt. Okay? And that is what attaches it to the range itself. Unfortunately, the plastic broke right off, and now the bolt just falls out. So there really is no good way of attaching this leg back to that ZLINE range. It's just plastic crap. Now, I don't know why they would go with that. They should have gone with metal. But, you know, that's just something that they can improve on. Again, these legs just feel very flimsy. You know, they bend, and it's actually quite scary. I wouldn't trust these legs at all. For, you know, obviously holding this up, yeah, it would work. But if you're going to move this with those legs, then, you know, you might want to put this up on some wheels or something instead of trusting these legs. I wouldn't trust these at all. Okay. Other than that, however, we don't really have any complaints with this overall system. The system works very well. Again, it's beautiful. The squeaking noises are a concern to us, and we're going to contact ZLINE about that at some point. But it does maintain the oven temperature. The burners work very well. We never had any of them give us any problems. The hood works very well. So we have no complaints other than those things that we just listed. So if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out, leave your comment down below, and we'll get back to you. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions about anything about the kitchen we remodeled, let us know, and we'll be happy to answer them, even if you're curious about where we got these cabinets from. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.